YouTube. I've been fighting these demons, bro. Dash, get down, stay down before I tell your mama. I've been fighting these demons, yo. It's been a minute, man. Where do we even start? Where do we even start? Wow, man. So, man, I've been off YouTube. I think it's like been a month or two, and you might know the reason why. But I don't even know where to start. Man, I've been stumbling. I've been literally fighting demons. And it's no coincidence. It's crazy, dude. If you look at my last video, literally, I was literally in the last video saying, I think my calling and my purpose is to be a preacher. And then it's almost like literally like God is verified with my life experience, with what's happened previously. Literally, it's like God is like it's proof of God right now. Because what have I said in the past, and what have a lot of other content creators said in the past? They say the devil comes to steal your blessing. So right when God is about to bless you, the devil will come and steal that blessing. Right when you're about to walk on the straight and narrow path, the devil will send a defector to throw you off the path. Right when you're about to like escape whatever addictions, whatever problem, that lifestyle, that old backsliding lifestyle that you were in, right when you're about to escape that, the devil, it's like a movie. Like you'll be crawling out and the devil will grab your foot. It'll be like, hang on, don't you leave just yet. And that's what this disgraceful devil did. And basically what happened, a girl slipped through the cracks. A tender girl slipped through the cracks, man. Because I was going good. It was like 42 days. Like I was on SR for like 180 days. You may have seen that around there. And I relapsed due to a wet dream. I had a wet dream, and like a little bit later I had another wet dream, and then I was just like, screw it. And I'm like, I whacked a couple out myself. But I still had like all the cumulative gains, and I was just like, let me get back on it. So I was back on it, and I was like, yo, I'm good. I still have the same mentality, SR, and I was getting closer to God. I was like, if anything, like I think my purpose is literally to like be a preacher. And then during this streak, I was around 42 days, but during the streak, back when I relapsed the first time, like at 180 days when I had the wet dream and then I just chose myself to relapse or whatever, that was like, I downloaded all the apps again. So it's correlated, it's directly correlated. Relapsing is directly correlated with dating apps, because those are the type of girls that you're gonna hook up with. Those are the type of girls that will hook up with you and will satisfy your sexual needs in the short term or whatever. So you download all those apps. It's like you almost turn into a different person when you relapse, because you're just like, you go like into the mud and you just like, you get all muddy, and it's just like, okay, don't play with dirt and expect not to get dirty, you know? So I downloaded those apps, and then eventually when I was like, I gotta get back on SR, I deleted all of them. I'm like, that's the dating apps is a direct correlation with making you relapse. Why? Because it's literally just seeing girls who are like, they're literally Jezebels. They're not wives. They are not wives on dating apps. It's polyamorous women. The opposite of a wife is a polyamorous woman. So when you meet a girl, you don't want her talking to anyone. I don't want to meet a girl and be like, oh, so how about like you're talking, oh yeah, I'm seeing this dude, and you know, I went on a couple dates with this dude, where I'm just like, ew, I want a girl that's like, I've been single for like 6 months, I'm lonely, like I don't talk to anybody. I'll be like, oh, perfect, because that's how I am. So it has to be compatible. I can't be not talking to anybody and her talking to 5 dudes. I'll feel like a cuck. And I don't feel like an option, a choice. I don't want, on dating apps, you're an option. That's disrespectful to your manhood. Get off of it. So I was on there, and it was like this one girl like literally slipped through the cracks. She got on my Snapchat, and it was one of those things where it was like I was so like not concerned about her at all. I was completely focused on my goals, my mission, God, senior retention, YouTube, finances, like life, you know? And it was literally one of those things where it was just like, oh, that's just a notification. Like she would send a snap, like, and sometimes it would be like with the S. It's like, oh, let's do the streaks. I was just like it was just, it wasn't even like I wasn't even aware that she existed. It was just a notification basically, because we didn't really talk that much, whatever. But like, we had been snapping for like 3 weeks or something, and like I said, I don't really pay her any mind, like any attention. It was just like it was just like some social notification because my phone is so dry, so I had that, but it wasn't even like I literally was not paying her any attention or any care towards her. But then at one point, and this is why also I'm gonna just say it, weed, I've discovered, is 1000% correlated with relapsing. Because literally, and I'll get into this, but the whole reason I hung out with this girl was because of weed. Because I don't know how the conversation started. Like I said, we had been snapping for like 3 weeks or something. I was on SR. I was like, let's get it. And it just brought up like, oh, you smoke, and I was still smoking. That was the problem. I was on SR, but I wasn't sober, which I said I needed to do. So this is verified. Once again, like it's literally verified. You can't smoke on SR. You can't smoke and be on the righteous path. You just can't. But me and this girl, like I go out, I have a drink with my dad, so maybe alcohol played a part too. And then part of me, I just invited her over, like to my dad's place, because he was flying out the next day. So I was like, okay, well, actually, it'd be chill. Like, we could go over there. Like, we could go smoke. You could come smoke. Screw it. So I sent her. I was like, oh, come chill or come smoke or something like that. And then she was down. She was like, yeah. So I was like, oh snap. This is the first girl like I'm seeing or hanging out with in like 6 months or whatever. This is the first girl I'm like seeing after being on that super long streak. So we hung out and we smoked, and then basically it was one of those things where I was like so on SR, and I so like much didn't want to fornicate. Like I had zero intentions of having sex with her. I literally just wanted like a friend to hang out with, and she had a decent body, so we started. It was a little awkward, dude. It was that's one thing I noticed about SR. Like, if you don't talk to women in a long in a long time, it's almost like you forget how to talk to them. Like you gotta like get that spark going again. Like you gotta start that engine. You might need a jumper cable. So to get back to like having the Riz or whatever. So it's not like I didn't have Riz. It's not like I wasn't cool. It was more so like she was just like a square. She was boring, and then it's ironic because she called me boring. But so eventually I was just like, I pulled the alpha move. Like, she was sitting over there and I was sitting right here, and I literally, I didn't know what to do. Like, because I'm just like, I don't like, do we watch a movie or something? Like, I haven't hung out with a girl. Like, I don't even really, like, I don't know what to do. Because in the past, I would literally I'd just try and like smash them. But now it's like, I'm not trying to smash this girl. I'm not trying to fornicate. I just said I'm trying to become a preacher. But then it's like you're already in the bad position. Okay, you're smoking with this girl. You know she's from Tinder. And then here's the ironic part. The reason I hung out with her, because I brought up something about Tinder. I was like, oh, all the Tinder girls are whores. I think I told her that directly. This is what she said. Literally, she said, not me. I'm different. Or something like that. And I was like, oh, I was like, how many guys have you been with? She said, two. I was like, oh, that's not bad for your age. I said, I'm not going to wife you. I didn't tell her that, but I'm just like, that's not bad. It's just better than these 38, 40, 50 bodies, whatever. So I'm like, oh, two, that's not bad. And the thing is, she was chill. Like, I'm saying she's boring, but it's more so like, you know, when girls, you first hang out with girls and she's sort of shy. So it's like, and then you start talking to her, and then she like opens up and she becomes like more comfortable around you or whatever. So she may have just been quiet or whatever. But eventually I was just like, I pulled the move on her. I was like, oh, I'm not, like, I want to at least cuddle. Like, I don't want to just sit here like this and her sit over there. Like, that's just like, let's at least cuddle. So I grabbed her. I grabbed her. I said, wait, do you have cooties? This was my line. This worked smooth. I said, wait, you don't have cooties, do you? And she's like, what? She just started like smiling and laughing. She said, cute is that? She said, what do you mean? I said, you don't have cooties? And then she's like, no, what do you? And then I just, well, get yourself over here. I said, get over here. And then I just pulled her over and we started cuddling. So then, dude, cuddling, like, I hadn't cuddled in so long, so I was like, oh, this is awesome. But then naturally, dude, you can't cuddle with a, I mean, she was decent looking, but she had like a big butt. That's what I'm into. But I just started cuddling, and then you feel that on you, and you're just like, oh, like you can't not get horny. It's almost impossible. Like I said, it's like playing with fire and expecting not to get burnt. Like, it's just, if you cuddle with even a decent woman when you haven't in like 6 months, and you're just like, whoa, this feels good. So we cuddled, but I was just like, literally, I literally did not have the mindset to fornicate. Even though I got a little horny and we were like sorta, like barely, a tiny bit like dry humping, we didn't really, and I just played, I like caressed her neck a little bit, played with her hair, and eventually, it was a long story short, like, she, like, literally, it's crazy. She's literally a Jezebel. She's a demon. And I'll get into that a little later. But she literally, she like called her Uber or something. And she's like, oh, my Uber's on the way. And then she literally just said, ah, boring. And I was like, what the and I said, what you mean boring? You said, you try to call me boring? And it said, and then she's like, no, I'm just saying, like, my Uber's about to get here or something. And I was just like, bro, basically, she said I was boring because I didn't try and have sex with her. I didn't try and get in her pants. Literally. So what does that tell you? That tells you that is not at all the type of girl that you want to be with. The type of girl that you want a wife is not going to say, oh, like, so we're just going to sit here? Like, bro, she literally wanted me to smash her. And I didn't want to, so I didn't. But so then she left, and so the next couple days and stuff, she was like, oh, thanks, I had a good time. We did vibe a little bit, but she was like, thanks for having me over. I had a great time. And then eventually I said something along the lines of like, that's when, dude, I think literally, just because you don't fornicate with a woman, that does not mean that you cannot receive the demons that she has. This is very deep, and this is why people, they never focus on the spiritual realm. But I know for a fact, this was just said, is verified. God is real, because you don't have to see God. Oh, that's God. Now I believe to know He's real. You can literally just look at His word. If His word says do this and you don't do it, and then consequences happen, that's verified truth. It's verified correct. If you obey Him and then certain things happen, it is verified. Like, so in this instance, God says very clearly, do not be unequally yoked. That's been my issue my whole adult life. I, as a strong believer in God, Christian, I literally try to live this worldly lifestyle, or not even live the lifestyle, but just try and date those type of girls, and it never works. That's not a coincidence. I would be married today with a kid, with family, if I literally just focus on dating women of God. It's like I've always wanted a woman of God, but I haven't been dating them. I've been dating secular, like, atheist, worldly women, but with the expectation that they would be godly. That's that's like going dumpster diving with the expectation you're gonna find a diamond ring. Go to the jewelry shop. Like, what are you dumpster diving looking for diamond rings? Go to the jeweler shop. They have diamond rings right there. So go to church. Like, go to, like, you know what I'm saying? You have to be in the right environment. Go to charity foundations. Like, women that give, dude, those are a rare, special type of women. Women are incredibly selfish with their money. That's why, do you think a woman would take care of a man for 80 years of her life? She would divorce him after 80 days. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm not going to be the breadwinner." Like, that's like, what? Men are the super generous gender. We will literally lay our life down and sacrifice our whole life, go to war to protect the woman. That's how generous we are. But women, it's not like that. But the point is, with this woman, literally, she left a couple days later. I don't want to get to the details, but it got a little sexual as far as like on the snap. Like, it not, we just talked about it a little bit. I said something like, "Well, I didn't want to. I mean, we could have had more fun, but I don't think you could handle me." I was just like flirt or whatever. And then basically she was like, "Oh, well, let's make it happen." Long story short, she's like, "Let's make it happen." And so Thursday, it was like it was planned to make it happen, like to fornicate. And I'm sitting here smoking and I'm horny the whole time because the demons that I got from her, any demons like that she has just by cuddling, it could bring them onto me. Even worse, fornicating. That's why you could smash a girl and she has God knows how many problems, and then you go home and suddenly you feel some type of problems. It's the spiritual realm. Her spirits can attach onto you, and then you have the problems that she has, just because you have that bond. Um, so I got this horniness. I had the spirit of lust just got onto me. The Jezebel spirit. And so instead of being like, oh, like I want to be a preacher and I don't want to like fornicate or deal with any of these types of girls, whatever. It's like I went right back in my old ways, and I was like, yo, all right, let's, like, this girl, like, you're not gonna be able to handle me. Like, I went into my like, oh, I'm gonna smash this girl mode. So then Thursday comes, dude, this is wild. An hour before I said, oh, come over at 8. She's like, all right, we agreed 8 o'clock. Let's meet up. Around 7 o'clock, I sent her a snap. I said something like, do you have any wraps to roll the weed with or something? I'll go get some if we don't, whatever. And or I sent some question like that. And then like 20 minutes go by, she doesn't respond. And just for context, the past 30 days, this girl would be responding like instantly. And now all of a sudden, for the first time ever, as we're about to meet up, she stops responding. And then I'm just like, oh man, don't tell me like this is like one of those. Like, she completely goes ghost. I never heard from her again. She literally completely disappeared. And she didn't like block me, nothing. She literally just stopped responding. And then it's 8 o'clock comes and I'm just sitting there like an idiot. Like, oh, where's she at? Like, dude, dang, not again. Like, bro, oh my gosh, man. But basically, it was literally, I believe it was literally divine intervention. God stepped in and he literally prevented that from happening. Because I was of the mindset, I was feeling defeated and all this stuff. And I was just like, man, screw it. I'm ready to have a kid. Like, I was so like delusional. I was so weak, and I was just like, I'll just impregnate her. I don't care. Like, I'm tired of just like being by myself. I don't mind having a kid, whatever. Like, I was literally gonna be like, screw it. I'll impregnate her. I'll ejaculate inside of her. Like, I'll just screw it. You're not thinking straight, you know. And then because you're thinking like, oh, she said she's different and she only has two bodies, and in person she's really chill. She's not like the party type. She's the homebody type, right? So this is compatible. But then she does one of the worst things you can do. It's just you completely disappear. Like, how rude and disrespectful is that? That's one of my biggest pet peeves ever. I don't even care if it's an enemy. If I said, "Oh, let's meet at 8," it literally it's cringe to me to just not clarify plans with somebody, even if it's your enemy, even if it's with somebody you don't like, and you're just like, I would literally still tell them, oh, I can't come at 8, by the way, so it's like maybe some other time. Bro, the audacity to just not even like say anything and then claim that you're a real chick. Like, bro, she literally proved me right. She literally proved me right. I said, no, all Tinder girls are the same. They're all whores and liars and pathetic, disgusting women that do not deserve a good man at all. And she said, no, I'll prove you wrong. Dude, she literally proved me the most right. Like, I don't think I've ever had a woman do that to where it's just like, oh, completely disappear. And then it's just like, oh my goodness. But I realized it was literally protection from God. But what happened right after that and why it got so bad was because I was of the mindset and I was of the, like, I was prepared to like bust. I was prepared to like hook up with some girl, and then it's insane how different you act when you're in the state of ejaculation, dude. Like, it has to be demonic possession because I'm an entirely different person. How can you go from when you're not smoking, not drinking, not ejaculating, not on dating sites, not edging? How could I go from, oh, I'm going to be a preacher, a preacher of God in Christianity, teaching people about God and morality or whatever, and then just a couple weeks later, I'm sitting there touching myself, swiping, just sending out mass text, come over, come over, come over, come over, come over, come over. Like, bro, what? That has to be like some type of, that has to be demonic possession, like the spirit of Jezebel, the lust spirit that is in my aura that took over, and it takes over. It's enhanced by you edging. Edging is one of the worst things by far that you could do if you're not trying to ejaculate. Some people are like, oh, you can still have sex, just don't release. That's the dumbest advice ever. You will release if you try and get the pleasure of, ejaculation, but not actually ejaculate. It's not going to work. You're going to ejaculate. Is do not touch yourself at all if you want to succeed on semen retention journey, if you want to be as righteous as you can to God. So the following days, I was literally a horny lunatic, a mess. And I was literally like, it had it in my mind, I will fornicate with a woman. So it's like willful sinning. But that all happened due to literally cuddling with this girl. It's like literally, and I asked her, eventually she did respond, because I literally straight up asked her, and I might, after this, I could screenshot it and show you. I literally asked her straight up, this is no cap. A couple days later, I was like, are you like literally a demon sent like straight from the devil? Because that's just pure evil. What you did is incredibly rude and disrespectful, and to just say all these things, to literally just like get sort of intimate with me and then pretend like all these things, and then you just disappear. Like, what if something happened to you and then I'm worried like something happened to you? Like, it's incredibly evil. Bro, she literally said, I'm not capping, she said, yes, I am. I said, oh my God. Anyone, I don't even care if she's joking or she's being like, yeah, I am, whatever. Dude, never identify as a demon or a devil. That's demonic. That's satanic. That is literally blasphemous. That's like, if you want to say like, oh, I'm atheist, I'm agnostic, I don't believe, whatever. That's one thing. But if you purposely, like, you identify as, you take sides as the complete opposite of God, which is the devil, demons, I'm just like, oh God. And then it verified even more. I was like, oh, this was literal protection. Excuse me, God literally protected me, because there was a couple girls where they were like, they were down. They were down to come, but then something happened. I was busy. I was doing something else, and I didn't respond until like 40 minutes later, and then they didn't respond. So it was almost like God literally protected me from fornicating. And now, after the fact, you realize it so much more. You realize, oh my goodness, I was literally like going down that dark path. It's always like after the fact, you realize, oh snap, that could have went really bad. But God protected me. So from here on out, I'm on day 5 SR. It was like a week or two of literally me just smoking. That's the other thing. If I'm already like a horny individual and I smoke, it elevates it. It literally makes you so much more horny. Because I notice, because I'm like, I'm already horny, but when I smoke, it's literally like, oh snap, like where's some girl at? You know? So the smoking is correlated, the dating is correlated, the dating apps, and even cuddling with the wrong girl. See, if that was the right girl, if that was my future wife, we would have been we would have been chilling right now. We would have been talking. We would have been like, oh, let's go on a date. Like, we would have been chilling. We would have been vibing. There's no problem with cuddling with your future wife. The problem is if you're with the wrong woman, God will literally give you signs. He will literally let you know. Like intuition, and that's the other thing I noticed about being unequally yoked. If you have the Holy Spirit within you, you're a man of God, and you're trying to dabble in these women who are not women of God, you will literally get that stomach feeling. It's not anxiety. Like you're not nervous to hang out with that girl. It's intuition. It's literally discernment. It's the Holy Spirit literally warning you, saying, dude, don't, don't, don't go there. So the human body, the way God designed it, it's incredible. It's incredible. It literally gives you warnings of like, no, don't do that. Cause I had some of those. Even though it was a chill vibe, even though I didn't know what type of girl she was, before even finding out, like she abandoned, she completely just disappeared. Even before that, I had these a couple like stomach intuition feelings. That's literally God, the Holy Spirit, warning you. Um, so it's dude, it's no coincidence. Literally, right when I just got done saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be a preacher," like I'm gonna go hard on this social media, whatever, for God, the devil comes to attack. He sends that demon. She literally admitted she's a demon. The devil uses that demon to steer me off track, and it worked, dude. I was up here. I was like, oh, I'm not fornicating. I haven't done anything with a woman in like 8 months. Like, I'm about to get back on SR. I'm about to keep studying. I'm about to be good. Bro, this girl comes out of nowhere, and I'm just like, oh snap. Well, like, and then it's like, it's like manipulative, because she like manipulates you into thinking you're doing something to get your expectations up. So then your body and everything starts expecting, like it starts anticipating, like, oh yeah, it would be actually good just to do that again. And then she boom, she disappears, and then you're still anticipating, even though you're still anticipating she's gone. So now it's like, oh, I gotta find somebody. It just feeds into the addiction. It's awful. It's all demonic. It's all like, it's the spirit of lust. It's the strongest spirit that exists in men. It is the strongest sin to overcome, is the spirit of lust. And God himself said it's the most significant, sinning against your own body. Because other sins, like whatever, the sexual sin, you're doing it to your own body. And your body's supposed to be a temple. So it's just like, dude, I'm about to be back on the righteous path. I will never, I'm here by declaring, I will never, under any circumstances, I don't care if she just happened to be from Tinder and, oh, well, she's really from Snapchat, because we've been talking on Snapchat for like a month, and, oh, she says she has a low body count, whatever. If she is originated, if she is from, if you meet her from dating apps, Get rid of her, or else disaster will ensue. Eventually, at one point or another, you have been warned. There is no exceptions. None. I've dated, I'll just say it, over 100 women on online dating apps. Not a single one worked. That is, and it's not even like, oh, it almost worked, but it didn't. It's all the same thing. They're liars, whores. They don't have the truth in them. They're talking to multiple people. They're fornicating with multiple people. They are not compatible with a man of God. Even if you don't have a personal relationship with God, if you're on semen retention, if you're just not wanting to fornicate with women in general, don't get on the apps. It's 100% correlated with literally, like, it's demons. It's literally demons. The Tinder thing is fire. That's no coincidence. The plenty of fish is plenty of fish. Plenty of fish. It's disgusting. Like, these dating apps are disgusting. And it's been verified. Like, for me, there's no more exceptions. There's no more chances. I am 1,000% done with dating apps and done with those type of women. I cannot be unequally yoked. It's been 1,000% verified. Nobody on this planet Earth can refute my consensus that online dating doesn't work for men like me. Now, for men who want to, like I said, if you want to dabble in the dirt, go get muddy. But you're going to come out muddy. If you want to stay clean, if you want to have a nice, respectable relationship, don't go dabbling in the dirt. Get off the apps, improve yourself, and meet a woman in person, in church, at charity foundations, in the library, whatever. Do not expect some girl you meet at the club or online dating or a house party or any of this garbage that is going to be a good woman. It's not. I'm here to tell you. Like, it's verified. Like, fool me once, shame on me. All right, you got me. Fool me twice, shame on whatever. You know the phrase. Shame on you for fooling me once. Shame on me for keep getting fooled. But if you keep getting fooled over 100 times, at that point, you are a fool. You're an idiot because you're just doing it to yourself. So at this point, if I continue to date these type of women, it is no one else's fault but my own. Even if this woman, you could say, oh, it's her fault. She ditched you. She abandoned you. She disrespected your time and whatever. She just disappeared. She's super fake and a liar. You could say that. Or you could say it's your fault for hanging out with her to begin with when you knew she was from Tinder, you idiot. Like, bro, like, it's not going to work. So basically, she forced me to relapse. I relapsed, just like, and then you start going over and over again, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. But I'm back on YouTube. I was gone. Literally, it's directly correlated with ejaculating. Like, it's crazy. It's like I might have to literally be on semen retention just to do YouTube. Because when I'm not, I'm just smoking all day and fapping and on these apps. Bro, it's like you don't even think straight. You literally don't even think straight. But I'm getting hot and this video is long, and I'm trying to touch on a lot of things in like one video, but I'll just make multiple videos. And but yeah, I haven't made a video in a while. I just wanted to touch on that. Cuddling literally led to the downward spiral, because if I didn't even cuddle with her, or if I just didn't invite her over to begin with, one, I'd probably still be on semen retention, because the only reason I downloaded those apps was following that instance. It led to the downward spiral. So yeah, I mean, I literally have to stop smoking though. It's literally like, bro, it is destroying my walk. It's destroying my path with God. And the type of women that smoke are directly correlated with the Jezebel spirit, the ungodly woman. Really, like, truly godly women that you want a wife, is just a fact. They're not doing drugs. They're not. it's, I mean, yeah, that's where I've been at. I've been gone for like, I don't know, I think it's been over a month or something. It's literally entirely been because I relapsed and I was dealing with this Jezebel demon woman, and I was smoking, and it enhanced my horniness, and it enhanced the desire to chill with those type of people and fornicate with those type of women. So from here on out, I will never get on dating apps ever again, ever. It's been 1000% verified by God himself that his word is the truth. It's the truth, dude. You can't be unequally yoked. It will never work, ever. You have to have a woman of God if you are a man of God. You have to. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't take a Jezebel who has 38 bodies and like was addicted to cocaine and all this stuff and just be like, I can turn her around. Or you could just wait on God and stop trying to point out these women that you want and trying to change them or whatever. Wait on God. But in order to wait on God, you have to be righteous to God, and then he'll reward you. He's not going to reward the unrighteous. If you're hanging out with these ungodly women and he said don't do that, you're unrighteous. So he's not going to reward you. But in my case, he at least warned me. He at least protected me. And I am thankful to God for that. Because, man, it's like you're in a totally different mindset when you're on drugs and you're edging. It's literally like, it's like possession. Because you're not even thinking straight. You're not even thinking the same as you were if you're sober and not doing that. So, yeah, it's crazy. And you also you don't realize you're in an addiction until you are looking from the outside looking in. It's insane. When you're in it, you're just like, oh, I'm just whatever, I'm vibing. But when you're on the outside looking in, you're like, oh my God. It's like you ever have a friend and he's dating some like whore, some disgusting woman that isn't good, but he has all like the feelings, the attachments, like he's thinking with his dick, he's thinking with his attachment or whatever, and you're from the outside looking in, you're like, oh, I don't have any feelings. Dude, hey, this girl, bro, that's a red flag, bro. That girl's a thought. And you try to tell him because you have the more accurate, like, identification for her red flags because you have no reason to ignore her red flags. Him, who has feelings and attachment, he can more easily ignore those red flags and then end up getting hurt. So it's the same way with like anything. When you're in it, and you're attached and you're like, oh, I'm in the addiction. I'm super high. I keep smoking. I'm super high, but I'm just chilling. Or I'm edgy. Oh, I'm trying to hook up with these girls, but it's whatever. When you're in it, it's like you don't even realize. And then you step out, you get on SR. It's the same thing with the effects of SR. You realize how much SR is effective when you get off it and then you get back on it. Because when I was off it, actually, I'll do a separate video for that. But there's 2 verified effects of semen retention that I also realized through this journey. But I'll touch on that in a different video. This is getting super long. I'm getting super hot. Super hot. But yeah, that's it for this video. I've been... Dude, the amount of demons I fought off just now, God was on my side. The devil was literally trying to get me to like go crazy, impregnate some random whore. And Jesus was literally with me. He's like, all right, go. I like to do the cat thing. It freaks them out. They're like, what the? It makes them like, what the? I've never seen somebody pull out the cat moves and hiss at me before. And it makes them all, and then you boom. But anyways, this video's over. I'm literally starting to sweat. But yeah, I'll update. Roller coaster's back. Hey, I fell down. Everybody stumbles. But I think this was the last time I stumbled in that way. I think that demon is slayed. Because it's verified. It's like what I just get done saying. If you keep doing it to yourself, it's your own fault. But at this point, it's like verified. I got confirmation from God that it's like you have to only date strong Christian women, like strong Christian women. If I'm trying to be a strong man of God, it's a strong woman of God is the only type of woman I'm compatible with. And until then, I'll just focus on myself like I was doing. I literally felt better. That's the other thing. I was feeling good before that girl came along. That girl came along and you start getting in this state of like, you start dealing with all these disgusting Jezebel women. It almost pisses you off. It pisses your spirit off because your spirit knows you're not supposed to be talking to them anyway. You're not supposed to be dealing with that. You're going down to their level. They will literally bring you down to their level. What I just talk about, the devil bringing you down, well, he just uses the demons, like those girls, the Jezebels, to bring you down to their level because they don't have the Spirit of God in them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be acting like that. They wouldn't be lying. They wouldn't be doing all this stuff. They wouldn't be agreeing to make plans at 8 and then just completely disappearing. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned. I'm back on the journey. I'm on day 5 SR. I'm going to do a lot more content. The only reason I wasn't doing content is because I was stuck up in these 2 addictions, the weed and the sexual one. It got triggered again because of cuddling with the wrong woman. So be very wary. Do not disobey God because it has consequences. In my case, I am incredibly thankful to God that he literally protected me. It was divine intervention. It had to be. Because there was multiple different situations where I could have made something happen, but then either I got busy or distracted or they didn't respond or whatever. So yeah, I am thankful and glad that I did not fornicate. I still officially have not fornicated. I just cuddled. I mean, that's not really fornicating, but I didn't even do anything. I didn't kiss her, nothing. So I grabbed her on the hip and caressed her a little bit. That was it. But yeah, I mean, it literally, be weary. You're warned. Just cuddling with a girl, it can lead down the wrong direction. This is an incredibly long video. My other videos will not be this long, but it's just an update. I got a lot more videos coming though, because I'm back on SR. I'm back on the journey. The devil tried, but he failed, because God prevails in the end. Let's go! I'm prepared, bro. I'm prepared for them. Them demons trying to attack again. It's just going to be Neander Holyfield, or whatever that dude's name is. I don't watch boxing. It's going to be one hit. And I'm going to be like, because now it's like I actually had to fight because I let the devil in. If you let the devil in, you're going to have to fight. But if you just give him one Neanderthal Holyfield, or whatever that dude's name is, boom, you knock him down. And that he's gone. He can't come back. If you let him know, oh, I'm not even entertaining those type of women. So good try. Nice try, devil. But you failed. Jesus is king. Let's go forward.